Knolls Sprint Enduro, October 22nd. We're 2 weeks away. Today we're out here just setting up some course markers, getting started, kind of scouting out and learning some different things. We've had a lot of questions about the format of this race, and there's gonna be some things that are a little bit different and unique to this race, particularly with how we're setting up the special tests. But other than that, the format, enduro-wise, is very similar to any of the other enduros in Utah. So if you have experience racing one of the other enduros in Utah in the last couple of years, it's very similar. When you sign up, we're gonna assign you a row, a starting row, and then we're gonna release one row of riders onto the course every minute. So it's a phased start, just like any of the other enduros. The off-road course is 30 miles in length, in total length. And it's going to include transfer sections as well as special tests. Within that 30 miles, we have 3 different special tests. The first test is the Kenda Salt Flats test. Thanks to Kenda for sponsoring this test. The second test is the Rocky Mountain Dune test, the Rocky Mountain ATV-MC Dune test. And test number 3 is the Fly Racing Caselli Badlands test. It's a little ways away. The whole course is 30 miles long and 3 unique special tests that are each about 3 miles long. So that's a total of 9 miles worth of special test racing and about 20 miles of transfer section. The A and B riders are gonna complete 3 laps around the entire course. So that's gonna be 90 miles of racing, and you're gonna do every test 3 times. So you're gonna have 9 special tests by the end of the day. C riders are gonna do 2 laps, so a little bit shorter at 60 miles. So if you guys aren't signed up yet, head over to raceumora.com. We have a 300 rider big bike limit. We have a minimum right now of $3,500 in prize money that's going to go to all sorts of different classes, not only just the pro class, but the winner of the expert, amateur, or the A, B, and C division, as well as the winner of every single mini class is gonna get a $50 check. So if you guys aren't signed up yet, head over to raceumora.com, pre-register for this event. It's gonna be awesome. We'll see you there.
Let's talk about enduro racing and enduro format and how the starts work. Each rider is going to be assigned a row. We'll have 4 riders per row. 1 row starts every minute. The way we're gonna work it is like true enduro format, where you're going to start based on your row assignment and number. So to calculate your start time, you'll look at your row assignment. Our first riders are gonna be leaving the row at 11:01. So if you're rider 55, you're gonna be starting at 11:55. So we recommend that you show up about 10 to 15 minutes early, depending on your start time. That way you can get set up, get into your row assignments, we'll neck you down and get you on to your start. So please don't come over and spend an hour waiting for your start time and get overheated, and have fun. Right here, we're at the start of special test 1. This is where riders are gonna come in one by one and line up. We're gonna start riders every 15 seconds. From this point, you're going to race the whole course that's ribboned as fast as you can until your finish line shoot. At that point, you'll be scored and then back to transfer section.
So in preparation for this event, I keep describing to you guys that one of the biggest differences about this race from some of the other enduros is how the special tests are going to be set up. So what really is going to be different about these special tests? Well, let's go through those couple differences. Number 1 is that the special tests we're gonna lay out at this event are gonna be mostly composed of virgin terrain, meaning we're not gonna simply go out and mark a pre-existing trail that's already established. Rather, we're going to create a track using the natural terrain that's not a pre-existing trail. The second major difference is that by setting up a special test ISDE style, we're going to use a lot of lath and a lot of flagging tape. In fact, probably over 4,000 individual pieces of lath and over 100,000 feet of flagging tape. Thanks to our sponsors, Kenda Tire, Fly Racing, Rocky Mountain ATV-MC, and the Kurt Caselli Foundation. All of those sponsors stepped up and donated a ton of flagging tape for this event. So as you can see behind me, the test is marked 100% on the perimeter of both sides. What this does is it clearly defines the raceable terrain. A lot of times in off-road racing, it's hard to tell where the actual course is, but by doing this, we're essentially defining the boundaries of where you can race for the entire special test. The third big difference between ISDE style special tests is that they're not super high speed. They often incorporate a lot of weaving turns, they weave in and out of themselves, and they have a lot of technical and tighter obstacles. So it's not gonna be bonsaiing across the desert, it's gonna be a lot more technical. One important tip for the safety of all riders is we're going to strive to mark the right side of all special tests with white tape and the left side with yellow tape. So a phrase to remember would be white on right. So sometimes with the amount of turns inside a special test, it can get confusing based on the direction. So one kind of safety precaution going into the event is, as a reminder, we're gonna try and keep white on right. So if you ever get disoriented or are struggling to know which direction the test goes, just remember white on right. So in this example right here, if we're racing this direction through the test, I have white flagging tape on my right side and yellow flagging tape on my left side. For the Knolls Sprint Enduro, we're going to be utilizing the Live Laps electronic scoring system. When you arrive to a special test, the course officials will input your starting time and then give you a 5-second countdown to begin the test. You'll race the test as fast as you can, and when you get to the finish, you'll navigate through the chicane across the finish line, and the course officiator will scan your helmet with a small electronic gun that will record your transponder and record your time. Remember that the only part of the race where you are actually scored, where you're competing at race pace, is inside the special tests. All of the transfer trail that transfers you to the other tests is not scored. It doesn't matter how fast you ride in that. So please keep the transfer sections as transfer pace. There's no need to race, there's no need to get hurt. We will mark the transfer trails a little bit lighter. If there's severe dangers, we'll let you guys know and mark them accordingly. But just remember, this is an enduro event, so especially from the start and then all other transfer sections, ride a modest trail pace. Well, that's pretty much it when it comes to rider instructions for the Knolls Sprint Enduro. I know there's a lot of unique things about this race, but if we really just boil it down to the simplest thing, it's very similar to the other enduros. All you gotta do is show up to the start on your starting minute with your assigned row, head out onto the course and race the special test as fast as you can. A and B riders are doing 3 laps, C riders are doing 2 laps. That's pretty much all you need to know. So if you're not signed up yet, head over to raceumore.com, get signed up, and we're gonna see you out here.